Criminals have mastered their crafts, operating as syndicates that lay traps for unsuspecting passengers. And identifying these people is indeed a daunting task. And the last thing that would be on any commuter's mind would be to suspect that the other passengers are not who they portray themselves to be. So joining me on the Fence and Security Affairs today is Dr. Jonathan Onoja Isaac. Dr. Isaac is the Managing Director of JTRACK KONSULT. He is a detail-oriented security analyst and a public intellectual. He has expertise in cybersecurity, physical security, and incident response and disaster recovery plan. Thank you for joining me, Dr.
Thank you,
Isaac.
Joseph. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank
So now let's talk about the Nigeria police has put Nigerians on red alerts, of the presence and activities of these people that we are talking about, the one chance perpetrators that we're talking about. What can the police actually do to prevent these criminals from operating within the FCT and its environs?
Well, you put the questions what the police can do, but I'd rather rephrase it that what the people also can do, not just the Nigerian
Yeah,
police.
we're going to come to that. So that's why I'm saying that
Well,
the
the
red
police-
alert. Yes. So
Well-
on the part of the police first, what should they be doing?
Well, the part of the police, a lot have to be done, and they need to do a lot, because Nigerians actually rely on them, not just putting Nigerians on the red alert. Number one, I think I have to first commend the FCT minister on what he's doing on the part of visibility policing, which is one thing that is very important and crucial when it comes to fighting, such cases of banditry and one chance in the FCT. First and foremost, what we call one chance started early year 2004, 2005. It not just starts there, and
Exactly.
people have to understand the various technicalities that have been used in the past. And so, to me, I put one chance as also terrorism. It's not just for any purpose of gains. It's also part of terrorism because they are broken into different cells to operate. And so, what the Nigerian police can do is to actually form a force alongside with the special task force that have been
Early in the morning
exactly
and late at night.
4:30, 5:30 people going to work early morning. Unfortunately, it's become a practice that our security response our first responders have become more of civil servant. Once it's 4 p.m., everybody carries their bags and go home like as if nothing is their duty anymore, forgetting the fact that that is when their responsibility comes in, because it is when people are about going. Look, for me personally, sometimes I take my time, go to the Nanya Park, and I realize that the incident of what has happened in the past has even been taken away from Nigerians. You see them around the Nanya Park again, forgotten that this is where there was a bomb blast. People still do not take precautions of what should be done. You understand? So Nigerians are quick to forgetting incidents and history. Otherwise, in such a place, there should be arrangement, modalities put in place as to how to board. Proper security should be put in place. But today you go there, what happened years back can still repeat itself. God forbid. And so the Nigerian police, in collaboration with the joint task force that have been created by the Minister of FCT, His Excellency Yes Wiki, I think they need a lot of collaborations to carry out these joint patrols both morning and night. But then, if you go to Bega roundabout, like I said, Area 1 roundabout, go to Apo Bridge, go to Kwali, go to Bagwalada, and take a look at all these places, even Maraba, that is just a better to the Federal Capital Territory. You will realize that there's a lack of security in the place. You can carry somebody in your own private car from even Maraba Nyanya or from even Area 1 or Wuse. You can get to Kubo and decide to dump in down there, and nothing will happen. Because there's no check, there's no patrol, there's no checkpoints. The only checkpoint you can see between Nyanya and the town is just at Kubo here. Whatever happens between the Kubo and also between the what they call the petrol station here, nobody cares. And so also Nigerians, like I was talking about earlier, need to be careful of the vehicle they bought, since a lot of things need to be done and not yet done.
Okay, all right. So we have seen a surge in the number of cases of this one chance since 2004. You know, it was they were operating on the low key then, but nowadays is very, very rampant. I could tell you of 3, 4 scenarios that happened, and you know, then when you hear it from afar, it is different from when it is you know, close to home, somebody that you know that is very close to you. So what do you think that individuals can start doing to, you know, avoid falling prey?
Well, first and foremost, you know that Nigerians need to be very sensitized on this subject matter. It's a subject that cannot be discussed in just a platform.
Very
and
true.
so, you know, number one, security education needs to be, you know, something that we should prioritize in this part of the country. Forgetting the fact that this is the Federal Capital Territory, where we have diplomats, you know, stationed here. And we have a lot of people, including our foreign correspondent. This is the headquarters, and unfortunately, all this are still happening here. So imagine if we go to states, if this can happen in the Federal Capital Territory, where we have the diplomats. This is where the heart of Nigerians is. And so, if we cannot control this, it becomes a problem. So what are the things that Nigerians are supposed to begin to do? Number one, how many Nigerians are boarding a vehicle today, get into the car, or before going into the car, get to check the plate numbers and then try to inform one of the family members? How many Nigerians trust people that, oh, I'm about boarding a vehicle, and then this is the plate number of the car I'm boarding? I mean, it's not a crime if you get to the front of the car or the back of the car and say, hey, driver, let me get the plate number.
Check the trunk.
Need to check. The calibers of people that are in there, you need to check. How many Nigerians, all they are after is that they need to get home. And so in a hurry to get home, they know what we call Cobra effect in economics. In your attempt to solve the problems, you end up creating the problems. And so in the attempt to get home hurriedly, they not, you know, put yourself in the trap of either being kidnapped or one chance taking their belongings and even sometimes killing them. So in the process of going home or coming to work, you need to first get home before you can say welcome. You can be told welcome. And you need to get to work first before you can say you either came late or you are welcome. You know, so you need to get yourself first. Your first thing you need to do is safety. So we need to begin to sensitize our people. You need to tell them that before you board the vehicle, either get to the park. And unfortunately, what the unions are up to today is to how to get the ticket money. They don't care whether you are registered. They don't care whether you do anything or you have an ID card. You must just have to pay for the ticket, and that's all. And so we need to begin to put things in order to be able to allow Nigerians to know the direction, because even they say one channel, you can get to the park.
Very true.
They can still load from the park. You understand? They can load from the park and take, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people can decide to go to the park and board a particular vehicle. When you board that vehicle, sometimes it's arranged with the driver, and most times the driver is even innocent. And so these guys can decide to rob. These guys can begin to consent to rob the people on their way. And so they need to begin. I think we need to introduce something. You want to board a vehicle? Let's see your ID card. From where to where? Some of the people that are coming today go to Area 1, like I said, from 10, 11 p.m. You will see bus drivers that don't have homes. They don't have anywhere to go. And most times they're not even Nigerians. These are people that just came into the country, like illegal immigrants or migrants that just came in, and there's nothing to verify them as where they are coming from, how they came in, who is their father, are they Nigerians? So we need to begin to even profile the taxi drivers in Abuja. We need to profile them, because that is the only job that we do. Even private cars can even decide to use one, to do one chance, and then nothing is done. So I think the first thing we need to do is sensitize Nigerians. Number two, put in methodologies as to check these guys, these cab drivers, as whether they are drivers. They are true drivers. Are they Nigerians? That's not to say that you cannot come into the country and then decide to pick a cab job. But I'm trying to say that before doing that, it should be verified. You should be checked as to what you are, you are about to do. Who are you? How long have you been in the country? Go to some of those parks. This guy sleeps there. They don't do anything. 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. They just go there, and by 3, 4 a.m. They'll start early in the morning by 4 a.m. Sometimes with snatching of phones, and then they enter and then other things, and then it starts with the issues of the one chance job that they're always up to.
So there was one that happened yesterday near my place of where I live. This young lady just came in from Kaduna, and could you believe that what tricycle was used to perpetrate this act around Area 1 at broad daylight? That's 3 p.m. And this girl was stripped of everything that she had. In short, she had panic attack. And by the time she informed the police, by the time police swung into action, those people got away. And in my head, I was like, got away in a tricycle. You and I know that tricycle cannot be as fast as a car. So what do you think Nigerians can do, to nab this guy? By the time they start nabbing them, to make them serve as deterrents to others, I think the crime will reduce. So what do you think Nigerians should do to come out of this like a bicycle approach to helping one another when in danger?
There's no will. If there was a will to to end this, we could do this. Number one, in each of this park that you see these tricycles, keke napep, and all of these guys, there's someone there that knows them. There's always someone there that usually load them in that park.
Very true.
I will give you an instance. When you get to our pole bridge, when you are ascending up there, by the right, you see these guys. They are loading them. They have someone that loads them. There's a union guy there too. Number two, if you get to sharp corner here in Maraba, while loading into Kabai, you will see someone that is in charge of loading those guys. And so this is how it operates in the various regions, in the various places, the various community. And so you can't tell me you were loaded from the park, you bought that tricycle from the park. Someone loads that tricycle. And so you can't tell me there's nobody to give account of this particular guy. At least over time you have seen him come to that place. Before loading him, you must have, this guy's even got to the level of even having ID cards. I got to know when I asked one to actually present his ID card. I asked one to do that because it gets to a point like, I want to see who you are. And how did I get to do that? That's Aponepa. I was moved to ask him a question because of his attitude towards a lady. I boarded the same tricycle and I was like, let me see your ID card. He boldly brought his ID card and showed. So these guys have even gone to the level of even organizing themselves and then paying a particular dues to either the park they load from, either monthly or weekly. So when you said, the lady was stripped of everything and then the police could not do anything, then I would tell you without any fear that investigation was not carried out. If they truly want to work, if the police want to work, they could get the real identity of the person, the loader, the union person in charge of the park, and they even have a chairman. That's what even made me like they are already having an organized body in a way. And so why is it very difficult for people to begin to track them down? So it's very easy. Get to know the park. Okay, who is this person? You loaded this vehicle. You loaded this particular keke napep or whatever, and then you said, okay, yes. So go and provide this person. Before loading this person, you must profile them as to where and how they have been existing and be operating. You don't just begin to load people in the park and all of that. And that is why, if you get certain parks, you cannot just come in there if you're a newcomer. Even those agberos, they know. That is the reason why they will stand at the road when you just come there to come and load. They hijack your car and then all the dramas happen. So they will load their own right in the park. And that is why when you advise Nigerians to go into the park, you are advising advising them with the hope that when they get into the park, there's an assurance. In an event that anything happened to you, it is the responsibility of that park to pay. Because when going into the park, you are not just paying for payment of the keke napep. Sometimes they could be loading, they could just say along 100 naira. But when you get into the park, it could be 200 naira. So when you are paying for that, you are paying for safety. You're not just paying for dropping you off. You are paying because you know that when these people load you, there's assurance and there's guarantee. But if it's an external attack, even though we know that they can still mastermind it, if it's an external attack, not within the people that are inside the tricycle, then you can understand it in a way that is defendable.
All right. So the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, like you mentioned earlier on January 23, 2024, unveiled plans to bar unpainted taxis and buses from plying roads in Abuja. Do you think this measure will help in curbing the menace of one chance?
I think instead of the energy that will be distributed into that exercise, I would have advised the minister, which I actually intend to do, that it is also very important for him to consider the urban mass transit as a way to reduce some of these unnecessary one chance issues in the Federal Capital Territory. Because if you said unpainted cabs and all of that, people will still go around to still paint their cabs. And then when they paint their cabs, you can imagine that, in a sophisticated targets like that, armed robbers don't even mind spending millions just to get a target.
Very true.
All they want to do is to make sure that they have you, and when they have you, every money spent into that activities will be recovered. And that is why some estates, even within the Federal Capital Territory, said, look, tricycles are not allowed into our estate, motorcycles are not allowed, and equally painted taxis. Equally painted taxis are not allowed, because they have gone to the level of understanding that people can actually paint their taxis just for the purpose of operation. And so we should go beyond banning on painted houses and all of that. If you and I is coming from our houses and decides to carry passengers and then drop them at your various places, will they stop us? Then nobody's going to stop you. You understand it? All you need to do is just to get what they call the ticket, the AMA ticket, and it's all over. And so we should go beyond that and then look for a possibility of having Abuja mass transit that will at least solve the problems and then bring it down to the barest minimum where Nigerians can, in a way, patronize them. Because if you said it is 1,000, 2,000, when you have up to like 1,000, 2,000 buses that is plying all this roads, Nigerians will not just look. Nigerians want to patronize the government, and so when you see the case of 70 naira above with the case of 500 naira, if you want to board from Nyanya today to Area 1, sometimes Obega, 500, 600, 700, as the case may be. If you want to take for 2 seats, it's 1,000 naira. And so when you see a situations where there is valuable buses plying this route for as cheap as 100 naira, I tell you, Nigerians will patronize the government. And that is going to go in the far distance of even bringing the Tinubu administration as one of the best if this idea is put into place. So the Federal Ministry of Transportation, in collaboration with the Minister of FCT, needs to reconsider all of this approach. And even, not just for the benefit of the Federal Capital Territory, they could extend this gesture and this proposal to states as how to look. I think one of the states had already brought up this plan. So I recall, if I get you the state of the name of the state that's actually come up with this plan, and then it's like a mass transit scheme now, where people just go to the place, get what they want, and then pay easily. And even let me tell you something, it's even very cheap that young lady who is a cleaner somewhere in Area 1 somewhere, working and earning as low as 25,000-30,000, and not even up to the minimum wage. 25,000-30,000 naira. You will be surprised that if we can link up the private organizations with the government in a situation where that lady don't even have maybe 100 or 200 naira to get to office for that very day. Sometimes on the 27th or the 28th of the month, it's very difficult for them to get to the office, waiting for salaries, all of that to come. And while doing that, you can even tender your ID card if they have a well-coordinated arrangement. You can even give an ID card with the company and all of that. They can contact the company. Your staff have done this, have done that. There was a time they came up with this card. You can purchase that card for all your staff.
Yes, I think in 2005.
There was a card. You can purchase that card for all your staff. And at the end of the month, it is very easy for you then to just go there and verify how many of your staff were able to use that card. You pay at ease and then receive, and very easy. So if you want to subsidize anything for your staff, or if you want to even talk about increments in the case of, oh look, transportation is high now, I cannot come to office, or I want to quit, you can do that separate arrangement with you. So it's a collaboration and partnership from the private organizations down to the government can make this easy for Nigerians. Why doing that? You have solved the case of the one chance issues, because you're going to hold them accountable. In an event that your staff is being robbed in the federal government boss, you have to hold the government accountable for negligence or all of that. Now, if you do that, you have solved the problem. In an event that your staff is being kidnapped, you can hold your staff accountable. Why not board what we have actually made provisions for? We have provided this for you. Why did you have to go and use this and use that? So if that boss comes to work by 10 a.m., if that boss comes to your boss by 10 a.m., even your office cannot hold you accountable. You know why? The opportunity, what you have provided for me, came late, and I have to. But it's a very high, situation where they needed you in your office to do something as soon as possible. Then the company should be able to send down their own private vehicle to come and pick you if it's so important.
Oh, all right. So if you're just joining us, the program you are listening to is Defense and Security Affairs. It continues in a moment. Don't go nowhere.
Forces Radio. If you're just tuning, this is 107.7 FM on Forces Radio, right here in the heart of Abuja.
Right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, the program is still Defense and Security Affairs. And if you are listening and you would like to share your experiences, or you want to talk to Dr. Isaac Onoja, maybe ask for advice on how to go about, in the FCT, in the city center, please do call us on 081-4312-1181. I'll quote the number again, 081-4312-1181. Let's have your submission. Dr. Isaac Onoja is a security expert, so you may want to ask him one or two questions. So, Dr. Isaac, thank you for still being with us here.
Thank you.
Several victims of One Chance have also shared their harrowing experiences, revealing the falling prey to One Chance is not about carelessness. Many people have argued that you can never be too careful. What should an individual do when in such circumstances in order to live to tell the story?
Well, first and foremost, when there's issues like that, I think number one, safety is very important. So you need to first submit to them the properties that is demanded. Okay. Most times when they request and you object, it becomes an issue. Of course, you've already been a victim, and so for you to come at life to tell the stories, the first thing you need to do is to give to them what they requested, because only a foolish man will be arguing on a gunpoint. Or at gunpoint. So you make these submissions, but why doing that? There are things you can take measures of. Number one, be aware of your environment. Number two, is the danger ahead more than the safety within your breach? If the danger ahead, in the sense that you are coming from a distance where you are already familiar with the route, that in the next 20-30 minutes there's no checkpoints for you to be safe, and in between you see that there's nobody coming behind or even coming after, so or coming from the front. So all you need to do, make that submissions first, and then when you come out, you can take the stories. And then always advise Nigerians, please avoid issues of jumping from the vehicles down. Sometimes they could even want to, in a fast case, jump from the vehicle, come out, and then the next running vehicle can climb them. So you don't need to jump out of the vehicle. All you need to do is to negotiate with them at the moment. You see, security is ability to protect, deter. And so when you are not be able to do that, then you should know that you cannot deter at that point again. It is in your absence or your inability to protect or to deter that you find yourself in insecurity. So insecurities are the problems. Already you are in the problems. Security is the solution. So the solution you need to have at that moment is to first come out alive. Then you cannot tell the stories as to how you are able to come out and then how you're able to fall victims, so that others can learn from the stories of falling victims to such prey. You understand? So if you now begin to negotiate or you begin to argue in a way that does not please them, you may not come out alive. And so I think we should first be able to come out alive, then we can tell the stories.
All right. So perpetrators of this crime, wanchers, usually deploy different tactics. Back then in 2004, I've been a victim, once. And their tactic then was someone has a bag loaded with dollars at the back of at the trunk of the car. And now they are gradually deviating from that because they know that they've been busted. A lot of persons now know about that. So one of them is, and I'm saying this from experience of people, around me, is one person from the vehicle, or even all of them, if they are up to 3, feigning that they want to vomit in the car. Then while the driver stops in the process, they would have, carried out their robbery to their unsuspecting co-passengers in court by, picking their phones. And then by the time those ones come out and the driver will be shouting, please don't vomit in my car and the likes, then they zoom off and the rest will now find out that their phones are gone. And then another one is distracting the unsuspecting victim that maybe the door was slammed on one person's hand, by that they start picking stuff from the person and all that. So these are just few of the tactics that these people, door and vomit drama. Can one actually know on time?
Well, even approaching the vehicle, there are 4 things you need to begin to check. Most times if you get to the real commercial drivers, once you get to the vehicles, there are things you see around the vehicles. Number one, you see, just check the pigeonholes. You see some of them chip their, what they call, the receipts from various unions. Okay. Though the same, those guys could still do the same tactics. And then if you look at a vehicle where only 1 or 2 persons are seated, one either at the front, not to allow you get to the front anymore, one at the back. Do you understand? You look at even the physical appearances of these guys. Something should tell you. Now, if you cannot suspect them, now the moment you enter, these guys zoom off. They already have, for instance, you're moving from just your station here. One will stand at either the bridge, on the bridge there. Someone is going to Secretariat, but he will still want to go and take under the bridge. Then someone is standing there, from all the way, he won't pick anybody. He will go pick other guys. He will be telling you they are fat, they are slim, and all. When they become selective, be careful, because they already have their guys stationed at various places. And so when they go to this place, they pick this person. When they get to this place, they pick to this person. And so when they pick all their guys on board, leaving you in at the middle. At that point, one can come up with a story. They can even begin to bring threatening stories. Oh, the guy killed, the guy was messed. And then the first and foremost, fear has to come in. So when there's fear, let me tell you my personal experience. Okay. I've boarded the vehicle coming from Area 1. And the guy was like, oh, that guy was lucky. Because the moment he pulled up the trigger, something said he should kill him. Then the lady by the same side like, oh, I love the way you handled him. Next time you should try it again. Then I now told the guy sitting close to me, which I already suspect is part of them. Like, please, you're sitting on my trigger. Please. And the moment I told him, you are sitting on my trigger, hold on. He actually felt something was here.
Okay.
But that actually gave him that thought that this guy is also another bad guy. Do you understand it? So the first thing is that kill the fear. Kill the fear. The moment you are able to kill the fear, it gives you an edge. Then they know that already. The moment I told them you are sitting on the trigger, please, the lady by my side and even the body language, including the driver, told me something that, look, something is different here. Something is different. They started murmuring. They were murmuring till I came down of that vehicle.
They became very.
And when I came out of that vehicle, for me to let you know what I wanted to do to them, is the first time I went to go to the back of the vehicle to snap the plate number. And it tells them that this guy is another madman. So Nigerians can begin to arm themselves going to work either with Jisu or either, because you cannot say you are protected when issues like this are coming up and there's nobody to help you. Come out with a Jisu, even if you have to go to work with a small knife or something, go out with it. Because your self-protection is very important here. That is what I think we should begin to consider.
All right, so let's still tell you that we are waiting for your contribution from the other side. Please call us on 081-4312-1181. Again, 081-4312-1181.
Dr. Onoja, the media has been awash lately with reports of missing persons, kidnapping, robbery, and other crime. And you know, there are two types. Okay, we have a call. I'll call to that later. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, please, your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Abuja, Guaypa.
Okay, your name.
So I was listening to the one that just spoke.
Okay.
Nigeria should begin to go to work with knives and shit and things. We were in Nigeria where you go to work with knives and then police get to apprehend you and say stop and they want to do a search on your car and then see a knife on your car. Not be funny because they will now want to use that if you want to chop money from you, why you carry the knife? Why you do this? So we have to consider the police involved in that. But this is Nigeria where all those things are not licensed. They're not licensed to carry any arms. They need to carry those things. What is the implication of the Nigeria police?
All
But
right.
Nigeria police is also involved to that, and there are people supporting. Why do these men they don't produce guns? They don't produce them, so they have one organ, the police, that should they get those things.
All right, thank you for your submission. Is noted.
So he is. I was going to come to that too.
All right.
What is the place of pepper spray and other? As a security expert, what other things can one carry? You know, like pepper spray. What other things?
All right.
aside
Right
from-
here in your studio, I have my stun gun.
Okay.
Yeah, right here in your studio, I have my stun gun with me.
Okay.
And so the fact here is that self-defense is allowed in Nigeria. And so it's not until you begin to carry live firearms. You see me, okay, how many of these other brothers who carries cutlass and walk around the city centers have been arrested? Oh, you are carrying cutlass. Look, let me tell you something. It's only part of this, it's in this country that you are going to work. I'm equally going to work. And some persons will enter into the same vehicle you are boarding with only your iPhone and your phone going to work with ID card, with a machete. And they say they are going to work. Probably for the reason is that they want to use that same machete to either cut grasses for their cattle and all of that. But that you're already doing is instigating fear into the people. You want to feel superior among others. So everybody, even when you are matching somebody inside the car, it's a public vehicle. But the person cannot talk because you are the lugard. Nobody talks anymore. And so what I'm trying to say here is that your self-defense shouldn't be taken out of context. Carry your chisel, carry your what they call your plier, carrying anything, or even razor. Look, even razor. People don't go out with razor anymore. What if an emergency and then the this thing is hooked?
Sorry, we have another call.
Okay, we missed that call.
So, sorry, Tosin, the fact here is that Nigerians must begin to define their place of self-defense. Self-defense and safety is the first thing Nigerians must begin to prioritize. But all I don't advise is the wrong use of these same gadgets. Because the moment you see someone carrying knife, like he mentioned, the Nigerian police want to say, oh, you want to go and use this knife to rob. So if you are not able to defend yourself, it is for my defense. Because where it will happen, you won't be there. So I would prefer to go and tell you in a short statement, it's self-defense, than me being say, rest in peace. So it is first to defend yourself. We must get that, rightly in the space of self-defense and not to be considered as either for Nigerian police are going to use it against you. Like I told you here, I'm having my pepper spray. I'm having my stun gun here. And it can take some meters away to hit the person. And nothing happens. It's not to be licensed.
We have a call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What is your name
My
and
name
where
is
you
Miriam,
come
calling
from?
from Korodu.
Okay, Miriam, go ahead.
Please, I just want to inquire, when can we get this pepper spray?
What? What did you say?
Where can we obtain the pepper spray?
Okay,
Well, I am not only here to defend to make marketing for myself, but if you're listening, I can get you a pepper spray. You say you are from Kurudu. I want to give her a pepper spray as a gift. So get her contact for me. That I'm going to do as a gift for her. And when that delivered, I'm going to let you know.
All right, so Miriam, you're listening. You can call back right after the show. You can call back like 5 minutes after 10 a.m. Okay?
But then, please, Tosin, I think you need to give her the conditions.
Okay.
Because pepper spray, you and your husband is fighting in the house. You're not carrying the pepper spray and spray on your husband because you already have a pepper spray. You understand it? Or your son teacher just actually decided to discipline corporal punishment in school. Oh, I'm the queen of all. You went with pepper spray to spray the person. We have to define the rules here.
Yes, we have to. Hello, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Is the eye of the God. I'm calling from Kubwa.
Okay, Eye of the God. G-O-D.
I like what you people are saying about self-defense. It's good. But me is like this. I can't go out without my screwdriver, sharpened one. I can't go out without it. So it's a part of it. If everybody can do that, it will be good.
Okay.
And again, I don't know how I can get that shocker, something like.
All right, thank you. Yes, we must tell you that if you have to defend yourself, like I am a taekwondoist, a black belter, if you have to defend yourself, you have to do it. I'm laughing because it's not funny, you know. I'm just trying to make light of it. You have to do it with, you know, your number 6 sense, you know. You have to use your number 6 to do it so that you don't end up putting yourself in harm's way in problem that you may not be able to explain. Okay, so Dr. Onoja, our time is far gone. What advice what would be your parting shot to Nigerians who are listening to you, you know, as a security expert? What should they be doing?
All right, first I want to say thank you to Nigerians for their patience so far in enduring the one chance in us in here in the Federal Capital Territory and across the country. I think going forward, like I have actually said, is self-defense. And in doing that, we must actually consider the part of the law because you need to understand the concept of what they call self-defense. Because if it is not well understood, we have Nigerians that will still abuse it. Just a simple fight in the office, pull up the dagger and they kill colleagues, all because they have it just at their reach. Nigerians must begin to understand what the real concept of self-defense should look like. And also, I think that the government should equally consider about the development. The satelliting of this place is very important. And then we need to have a center where we have people there in the control room 24 hours to monitor the Federal Capital Territory. I just have a short clips of in Nigeria that was robbed just close to the bank. You were surprised that it was the closed circuit television, the footage of the bank that was able to reveal the real identity of the people when the guy had actually gone. The CSO of the bank came to inform the police, and luckily the guys were arrested by the help of the footage, courtesy of the bank. So if we have the Federal Capital Territory mapped and they have a monitoring drones, either 24-hour satellite drone that is over there to see what is operating, I think our space will be monitored. And then if that is done, we talk about development in those other rural areas. Take for instance the Kubo Road that you see today. Before now, there used to be snatching of phones by the gridlocks here, but just this close to you, your studio here, Kubo Road here. You see that when it says hold up, you used to hear before now a phone had been snatched there in the hold up. But the moment the road was well tight and all of that, that is actually gone. So you can agree with me that development also brings about security, and under development is also another root cause of insecurity. So if these areas is well mapped and all of that, recall when there was the issue of the traffic light that that they brought recently, and they tell you, oh, it's going to bring when you beat the traffic, this happens, and then you're going to pay during these things. You see that at that initial introduction, Nigerians were calm, they were very careful, obeying traffic rules, or because this that. But the moment they begin to realize the loopholes, number one, you cannot use regional security to fight to solve regional security problems. You cannot use regional security solutions to solve conventional security problems. Number one, if you looked at now, if you have your plate number registered in Plateau State and you come to Federal Capital Territory where you have this traffic light, you will beat it and go to your Plateau State to do registration, because there's no centralized system of this registration where if you beat traffic light in Lagos or you beat in Lagos or anywhere in Kaduna, it's going to reflect in your dashboard in Jos whenever you are going to do that. So we need to centralize our system of operation when it comes to security, and that way it will reduce unnecessary pressures on the Nigerian people. And so I think the Minister of FCT, I know he has his capacity to satellite this town and then have 24 hours, which is already done. Even the Good Luck Express Road there, you see on his visibility policy, there's 24 hours light there because of he has a separate generator, separate solar system there that is going to, even at night, do that. And so finally, let me also inform him that please, His Excellency should equally consider those flashpoints, because of these numbers of the police we don't have, and also our military that is helping in some of this part. I think he could equally have a contract with some of those reputable guards organization, private security guards organization, have man them in those flashpoints where those one chances will go and operate and go and hide at night. If you are able to have those people, I think it will reduce a lot of insecurity in the Federal Capital Territory. God bless you.
Thank you so much. God bless you too. This is where we call it a wrap on the program Defense and Security Affairs. My guest has been Dr. Jonathan Onoja Isaac, a security analyst with an expertise in cybersecurity, physical security, and incident response and disaster recovery plan. Dr. Isaac, thank you for coming through.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
All right, so before we go, let's quickly share some security tips with you. Always board a taxi at a designated park and avoid hailing taxis along the road, what we usually call along in Nigerian parlance. And watch out for unusual slangs among the supposed co-passengers in the vehicle. Be careful of drivers who give an unusual price, which is far below the normal transport fare, as that could be a bait to lure you to join that trip. Those are our security tips for you for this week. Join us next week, 10 minutes past 9 a.m. for another round of security discussion on defense and security affairs. I am Tosin Obiakeme. Stay vigilant and stay safe out there. Thank you.
Thank you. end it for her.